Hey everyone, thanks for coming back and joining us again for another Wednesday live stream with the Shower Door Professionals. As you probably know, we're here every week, 5:30 Pacific time, and we get together and talk about shower door business. We talk about pricing, we talk about marketing, we talk about all kinds of stuff that has to do with the shower door industry. And we'd like to invite you to go ahead and join us here on the call. If you're watching on Facebook, you'll find the post there at the top of the page. Just click on the link there. It will direct you right in here to the Zoom call. And great to have you. And I see we have Christina with us this week. Christina, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Oh man, I've never been better. Just when I think it can't get any better, it gets better. It's just amazing. So,
That's good to hear. Sorry for the noise in the background. It's just my dishwasher. But anyway, I've got a co-op update for you guys. A lot of great things are happening, and Glass Build is coming up, which we're super excited about. We have a party hosted by 310 Tempering at Topgolf to celebrate the co-op launch, new co-op members, a new product from 310 Tempering, and just this group in general and how far we've all come and our friendship and all these great things. So we're really excited about that. There are a lot of awesome vendors coming as well, lots of friends. So it's going to be a great event. If you haven't RSVP'd already, you can do that either on the Facebook page or on our website, showerdoorprofessionals.com. And we've got a lot of people coming. So there are limited spots. So please go ahead and RSVP as soon as you can. And let us know if you have multiple people coming. You can DM me, or on the website, it will give you a space to say how many people are coming. All right. We have, at the event, we're also going to be announcing all the members and taking a member photo. I know some members aren't able to make it, and that's okay. We will have like something on the website that
we'll
says
just
not posted.
Photoshop you in there or something.
Yeah, just grab you, throw you in there. It'll be great. We're gonna have a certificate for members. It's pretty legit. Shannon's designed that, and you'll be able to put that up in your showrooms or whatever the case may be. It'll be awesome. So we're legit now. It's pretty cool. And then if you would like to join the co-op, we are going through a pre-approval and pre-accepting members before payments are due, because the bank is still very confused by what we're doing, but they're working with us on it. But we are pre-accepting members. We already have several members. We're very excited about that. If you'd like to become a member, or if you would like more information about becoming a member, go to showerdoorprofessionals.com. There's a lot of frequently asked questions that are answered on there on the FAQs page. And there's just a lot of good information there in general. So go ahead and head there if you have any questions. It's a good way to show that your business is verified, that you participate. Members will be invited to write blogs and submit photos and things like that. You'll also get leads from the website, because we'll have this great SEO backlink to your website. And it's just great in general. Let's see. We are announcing the launch of the cooperative and the executives forum. We have a 5-minute spot, not a big spot, but it's really all we need, because the executive forum is not shower door specific. So they probably don't want to hear more than 5 minutes of what we have to say anyway, but we're really excited for the opportunity to launch the co-op there and express what we're doing. So that's going to be great. We also have a podcast spot with the NGA that will live in perpetuity, that will be recording at Glass Build or just after Glass Build. Unclear on that, but we do have a spot for that. And we are working with the NGA on a collaboration to just make sure we're all on the same page and support each other. Rob is already helping 2 potential members to finish their websites. Other members improving their reviews and things like that. So if you have any technical needs or questions, Rob is your guy. A lot of people who want to become members are already getting help with the process of becoming a member. So if you don't feel like you're there yet, don't be discouraged. It's, we've got a lot of resources, and that's
That's
why
what we're here for, right?
yeah, pretty great. Some people have questions about competition. We can always talk about that. Feel free to reach out anytime. We have the FAQ page, which kind of covers that, but we are operating from a place of abundance, and a rising tide raises all ships. If you have concerns, though, please feel free to reach out. Always happy to chat about it. This group in general has reached a size and reputability that's worth recognizing, and it's also become a full-time job for people like Chris and Rob and other helpers to manage. So as we keep this going and growing, it's just helpful if we all chip in. So that's part of the reason for the co-op as well. Yeah. Newest members as of last week are Moffett Glass. So that's Eric Stern with Moffett Glass, Kevin Weiscarver with Wise Glass, and Morgan Miller with Hanover Glass and Mirror. So thank you, the three of you guys, for joining the group. We're really excited to have you as new pre-approved members, and we hope to see you at Glass Build. And let's see. Oh, we also have the opportunity to tour M3 while we're in Dallas. M3 makes a great product. It's that electrified glass that turns on and off from opaque to transparent. We have a project going for that was, and they were recommended to us by Bill Dobman. So thank you so much, Bill, for that recommendation. And Chris Mammon, who works at M3, and I believe used to be an owner of M3. He's going to give us the tour on Tuesday morning at 9:30 a.m. So if anybody wants to join us for that, please reach out. We'll be putting a group together to go to that. So DM me, email me, call me, whatever. My information is posted most places. So that was a lot. Wow. That's all I got.
That is a lot. I mean, I'm blown away. I mean, just listening to this, it's just like, it blows my mind. I mean, we're just busting out all over the place. Getting too big for Facebook, really. I mean, they're just kind of too puny to kind of contain us anymore. So thanks for
make sure you look for us everywhere else.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we're all over the place. Yeah, that's really cool. It's man, I just I could say a whole bunch of stuff just based on what you just said, but one of the coolest things is that there is the opportunity to just get some support right now before we even really officially launched as a co-op. The idea of us is to cooperate, right? And it's like get together, help each other, support each other, make the industry better by making everybody better, and so maybe you're someone who's been around for a long time. You've got tons and tons of experience in the industry, and you're kind of old school, and you're just not up on all this technology stuff. Maybe you don't have a website, maybe you don't have a Facebook page, or you don't have reviews, and it's like that's that's to be expected, to some degree. And it's like if you want to get on board with all that stuff, we've got these young guys, like Rob, man, get you all hooked up on the internet and stuff with a web page. And even if it's just like a one-page web thing, right? That's something that can be listed, something that can be referenced, that people can find you. And man, that's what we're here for. We're here to help each other, and pretty darn cool. Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. We also have a free resource for free everybody who doesn't know the basics of what to do to get them verified. We have a community that you're going to be able to join soon. I'll be posting that link in the Facebook group.
Awesome. Thanks very much. Cool. Well, I got a couple of things. If you want to join the call, you really should plan on being here just a few minutes early. We get a few people in the group, before starting time. We have some cool conversations before the actual stream starts officially. And you should be here for that. There's some cool stuff that you're gonna miss out on if you're not really a part of the call, right? So, and like today we were just talking a little bit. Actually, Daniel was talking about how he got a call from the West Coast, a customer, somebody who wanted him to do work. I don't know, maybe they saw one of his posts on LinkedIn or something. He's been kind of posting to LinkedIn a lot more. And I've been seeing his posts. They're really good, man. They look great and they're very professional. And those things are wide reaching. Sometimes they reach way beyond where you can actually serve, you know. But this is another way that the co-op can come together. He might get that call, hey, I'm, in Santa Cruz and I'm looking for somebody, to do my shower door. And he's like, oh man, I know Chris Phillips. He's in Santa Cruz. Here, we can give you his number. And I don't think this guy was in Santa Cruz, but just as an example, we can network like that, send each other work, and then the co-op website will actually do that, kind of automate that whole system. So that was a cool thing that came up. And then also Adrian was talking about doing one of those corner serenity units. How many of you guys have seen that
Yeah.
or done that?
I did one.
Yeah, how did that go, Tim?
I won't do another one.
Come on,
What
Tim.
happened?
The king would sag on me, and it was there.
Was it?
Yep.
What am I looking? So what I need to pay attention to when I go?
You need to use showers online, and you need to pay attention to the size that it tells you can make your doors.
They can only be 17 inches, I think.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty small. Now what I did, the last one I did was up in Half Moon Bay, up north of me here on the beautiful coast of California. Anyway, they wanted the doors needed to be a little bit bigger. So what I did was I added a support bar. I put a support bar at the corner and ran it up to the ceiling just to give it that little bit of extra support. And I was able to make the doors a little bit bigger. And customer loved it. He didn't mind the look of it. It's pretty industrial looking anyway, right? So it turned out good. I've done a couple of them. The first one I did, the doors were really small. They're like 17 inches each. Like
that's what size. That's what size of mine are. Because I was talking to Danny Hugh, and he was telling me the 17 inches. So I did all that, and yeah, Georgia Line helped me a lot. So I was able to do that. I'm just worried about. I don't do too many Serenities. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm more of a crescent kind of guy. A lot easier. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'll get it done. We'll figure it out. I did put enough time in there, so if I, takes me a little longer, it's there. So, and I did charge a lot, so.
Yeah.
So.
Just cut your doors a little bit shorter than what they tell you.
What?
Cut the doors a little bit shorter than what they tell you to take off.
That's already too late. I already have the glass here.
Uh-oh.
Already here.
Oh.
Well, you can always put the header bar a little higher, cheat it up, an extra 16th or an 8th, right?
Yeah. I took a little extra off my cut sheet on the Shards Online. I took an extra 16th off the bottom instead of your typical, is it 3/8? I took off another, I think I took off another 1/8 inch or something like that. Just in case, because then he said they'll drag a little bit. I'm like, all right, I don't want to deal with that problem. So I just took off a little 1/8 inch on the bottom. If anything happens, I'll just bring down the roller on the top, make the roller come down a little bit, So yeah. I wish they made that crescent with I wish they had the adapter for the corner for that one, but I guess not.
And when they come together, there's nothing to stop them either.
Yeah, I had to get the magnetic.
I put some blocks up on top and stop the globes. On top.
Oh,
what I did was I just put like the bulb seal on the edges.
Yeah.
So
they didn't want a bulb seal, so I put.
Oh, they didn't want bulb seal? Sure.
They didn't want that. It's like, hey, you're gonna have to accept something.
Yeah, they have to have bulb seal
everything
with the. Yeah, I got the magnetic bulb seal. I guess that's what Danny recommended, so that's what I got.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Those magnetic.
Yeah, so that's what I got. I got everything I listen, that guy, he knows his stuff. So I was like, all right, well, I just installing it now. I was like, oh man, I don't know, but I'll give it a try.
Have fun.
Yeah, very expensive shower unit, man. So I charged quite a bit for it. No one else around here didn't want to take a whack at it, so I did it. Well, they're gonna pay for it.
Yeah,
So
man. Good for
should
you.
never tell me that. You should never tell a glass guy, hey, everybody else didn't want to do it, then he picked me. All right, well, that's more money.
So is it close by?
Oh yeah, it's close by. It's actually probably like 20 minutes away.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we should have like badges. You know, I think the co-op should make like little badges for things like that, you know, like have a badge for being willing to take the job that no other glass shop in your area was willing to do, you know. Or like, you know, they said it couldn't be done badge.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
It's funny. I have one of those you're just talking about, like, I don't know, like the you don't want it price. I put one of those on a shower enclosure. Came in, I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna bid. I'll just like say like $5,000. They're like, okay, when can you come measure?
That's how much I charged. That's how much I charged for it.
I know,
I think
I know.
I think I was like $5,200 for this thing. I'm like, it's
know.
small. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
mine wasn't
know?
very big either, but
Yeah, I think my measurements were like, I don't know, like 42 was one and 30. My return was like 35 or something like that. All right,
yeah, mine's
small.
a grid shower.
Oh,
Yeah,
screw that.
yeah,
We had a
Nah.
winery up in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Contractor wanted a price and we didn't want to do it. So we jacked it way up there and guess what? We did it.
yep. It happens.
You guys ever price out jobs? You know, knowing the people who how they are. You know, you're not trying to be pointing anybody out, but you guys ever jack up the price on them and then all of a sudden, okay, well, you want a discount, so you come down and to your price and at least give them the liberty of the feeling of give them the feeling like they won. You guys ever do that?
I've heard of people doing that. I don't think I've
Yeah.
actually myself.
Yeah, it seems like now people are being cheap. You're gonna have to go up a little higher and then come down to your price so that they feel like they want something. Everybody's being cheap.
You need to have a little wiggle room, you know? And it's
Yeah,
like for me, rather than lowering the price, I'd rather throw something in.
yeah,
What I used to do when I was new to the, you know, being in business was I would be like, hey, I'll tell you what I can do. I can throw a mirror, a little flop-up mirror in for free while we're there.
yeah.
A mirror
Shoot,
like cost almost nothing, you know.
bro,
And
mirror's
it's there
expensive now,
anyway.
man.
You know, just flop it up. It's like, bam, they feel like they really got a deal. You know?
Yeah, those things are over too, Chris. Man, mirror's expensive now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really
This was
pricey.
this is back when I was young.
Yeah, I used to do that too. We used to like when we did brand new windows in a house.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Well, you want a new vanity mirror? You get a new vanity mirror with the house of windows. All right. And we used to do that all the time. So, but
What
no,
do you guys say to customers when they're like, oh, we're getting a price from this other company, but we really want to use you guys? What do you say to that when they're like, you're just a little bit more, but we got this other price and we want to use you?
Yeah, you kind of dig into why they want to use you and then let them know that's where the value is at and that's why you're more expensive because there's value. The reason you want to use us and you feel like you want to use us because they already can feel and see the value. They just got to say it to them. They got to say it out loud to you. And then you say, okay, and that's why this is our price because you just said it. That's why. And that's why that's our price. You know, because you value us more because we have better product, better service. That's why they're cheaper. So, and then you stand firm and hope they say yes.
Well, that's one thing my dad said. Once you give a price out, that's it.
yeah. That's why, you can feel for the people. You get honestly, sometimes I'll go in the bathroom and the tile's a cheap job. they're gonna be cheap because they got some cheap guys doing it. So you bring up your price a little bit, and then like I said, I always come down. I mean, if they don't want it, then I'll walk away. I don't care. I mean, it's just there's more work coming. It's just I hate to lose a job, but it happens sometimes.
And you have to be like willing to walk away from the negotiation, right? I mean, you have to, you can't be so hungry that you can't walk away. And I've gone back and forth on this, as many things in my life, reconsider things, decisions that I've made, and revisit, the values of certain things. And I used to be really strict on never wavering at all, on my price. And one thing that I find that I feel okay doing if someone's like really just trying to, get a little bit better of a deal is offering them the glass treatment, like a coating,
Yeah.
for like half price or even free. Really, I mean, like the glass treatment is such a big moneymaker. I mean, if you're not selling like hydrophobic glass treatments, you should really look into that because it is a huge, huge moneymaker. And it's just
Big
something that,
market.
right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it just costs so little. It's mostly just the time to apply it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I use
And-
diamond seal. That thing is
Yeah.
a money maker, man.
Yeah, totally. So I don't feel bad at all saying, look, how about this? How about we give you half off on the glass treatment? I mean, they may not have even been going to buy the glass treatment. You know what I mean? And then you say, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give it for half price. Now you've actually really made, you made a little money, a little bit more. So they're trying to talk you down. You're upselling them. I like that.
But I use the glass the coating. I use it as a bubble for me, just in case I mess up on the original price. Like, oh crap, I forgot to add that. But then the coating's there, and then it helps. Since the product's already paid for. And
Right.
it gives me that little cushion.
Indeed. What else? I can keep talking all night. You know me. I can fill the whole hour with my voice.
Oh, I think Christina yesterday on Shark Tank, they said it was in her. Christina.
On Shark Tank. I
Yeah.
can see her on Shark Tank.
Well, she's not on here anymore. All right.
She bounced. What else? What else are we talking about here, guys and gals?
Hey, Chris.
Hey.
Chris, let's go back to what Dan was talking about before the call started.
Okay.
We were talking about he got a call for somebody who wanted a shower door, and after his discussion with him, he found out he was in California. And I wanted to ask him, I said, during that phone call, did you ask where you heard about it? So you can log what it was that attracted them to call you. And then what made you think we were in California?
We could probably actually call them back, but it was my father who got a phone call from it because his cell phone number is like the main phone number that's out there essentially. So somehow they got a hold of his phone number, and he was, it all went through him, and he was. So I don't know. We could easily call them back and find out. He saw the number, but he figured, oh, it's just somebody who moved from California to Georgia. Because you see that a lot now, so it's hard to decipher the phone numbers that way. And then they were trying to set up a meeting and stuff like that and give directions to each other apparently, and they were just on two opposite sides of the United States and did not understand each other.
Is it possible that there's a Noble shower doors or a Noble glass in California?
I don't know.
And
I
they
don't know,
Googled it?
but it's a good possibility. But yeah, that's something I'm going to keep my mouth shut on it actually. But I mean,
has everybody searched the internet to see if there's another company using your name?
Yeah.
And if they are, where they are, and is it legit, or are they just spoofing you?
Yeah. that I don't know, but there's a lot. I want to dive into a lot of that on our end and do a lot of things and keep a lot of things within in-house as far as names go and what's available. But that's
Yeah,
I need to make time for that and then make some money available to buy a lot of stuff up.
there's so much of that spoofing going on. You got to be so careful. You know, Adrian sent me somebody using myshowerdoor.net out of Texas. So somebody's out there. I've seen a lot of stuff going on lately. It's just bizarre.
I
Not
can't
just with
believe you
shower
don't
doors.
have that domain name, Bill.
No,
You
we
have so
didn't.
many.
I know, but we didn't buy .net. Didn't think it would be necessary.
Yeah,
That was
crazy.
stupid. But anyhow, it is what it is. He bought it.
Yeah. So the shower door group, when it's all said and like when it's all official and stuff, and as a resource, essentially, will we be able to kind of see where people are at within the group that we can just like kind of call and say, hey, this person called us and we'd like to give them your information, and give them a heads up kind of thing? Is that, like basically the first thing I thought about was like, hey, I know Chris and I know Adrian and these people and Tim out there on that side of town, but I don't know where the hell they're at. This was just outside of San Francisco, somewhere outside of San Francisco to the right, if you're looking at the map. And I was like, damn, I don't know where these guys are at. So, and anyways, so it'd be nice to know like where are these places at, and I could look it up, but it's just like is like a nice source, like, hey, this is where they're at, and it's all condensed into one place, so you can look in one place for it. Is that going to be a part of this thing?
Yes, the goal is to have a map with all the locations there, and the customer should be able on the residential side select either their zip code or base it on the map, and then be able to see other companies that might be nearby and what services they offer, what perks they have as far as Google reviews and other things that we can verify that they have established, whether license based or certification based. On the vendor side, you'll be able to see fellow shower door professionals so that you'd be able to get the contact information of their preferred way to be contacted, their website link. That way we can make sure we refer to each other inside of our network to trusted people we know are going to take care of them wherever they're at. So that is definitely the goal. Make it easy for a vendor and consumer to execute that.
There you go.
Well, I hope I have another chance to pass it off to you guys.
It's a little bit out of my range. That's a little far for me, but yeah, I mean, that's a cool thing too, is once we have, this all set up and we can look at the map and see, okay, there's them, they're there, we'll be able to see the spots where there's someone missing and kind of start to zero in on that zone and figure out who we can contact and start saying, hey, you should be joining our co-op. There's you got that whole geographical region right there where we don't have anybody yet, something like that.
Yeah, there's a Noble Glass in Vista, California.
Okay, that
Well,
makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes a lot more sense. Now, where is Vista? Is that just east of San Francisco?
that's Southern California, I believe.
Okay. What's funny is like when I started Showcase Shower Door, I was getting calls saying, "Are you in Whittier, California?" I think that's like Southern California. And like, no, there's a Showcase Shower Door in Whittier. And they had actually gone out of business already by the time that I picked my name and started up. But it was almost exactly the same. It's like my company was called Showcase Shower Door Company. They were called Showcase Shower Door and Glass or something, or Showcase Shower Door and Mirror or whatever. And so we got calls like regularly for like years. And it was usually people who were just like, they must have been pretty good because it was usually people who were looking to be repeat customers. So it's unfortunate that we couldn't serve those people, but like I say, they must have done a good business because it wasn't people calling up, to like complain or whatever, not that much anyway.
Yeah, there's a Carmel Glass Company in Carmel, Indiana,
That's right.
and once in a while, we'll get a call.
That's funny. Yep. So there you go. Caramel.
I
Caramel
believe
glass.
they're co-op members, but I could be wrong about that, or at least they expressed interest.
I think you're right. I think that's where I saw him was on the list of nominees or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Chris, don't you live in a area called Live Oak?
Yes, I'm in Live Oak.
Okay, so I think I remember one time I looked you up. Right now, I was a while back. I was being nosy, and I seen that you were from Live Oak. I'm like, what the heck? This guy's from Live Oak? Because literally, there's another Live Oak by like 5 minutes away from me. I'm looking at Live Oak, glass shops in Live Oak north of me. I'm like, ain't no glass shop here. And then I looked in California. There's like another one where you live at. So I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, oh man, Chris is over here taking my territory, man.
Oh.
I gotta do something about it.
Right. That's right. Look out. Run them out of town. Yeah, it's basically like the name of like my neighborhood, sort of, it's just this little unincorporated town in Santa Cruz. It's very charming. But there's
Bill,
like
I had somebody.
oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead, Chris. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm just blathering on. You go ahead.
Bill, I had somebody reach out to me this week and ask me if we provided quarter round glass shelves and if we used the same clamps for our shelves as my shower door. And I didn't know what to say to that. I told them probably not because you all make your own hardware, but I explained, what we do use and all that good stuff. But I wanted to find out what clamps you use for your quarter round shelves and let you know that we had that question.
Little mini clips. You can use them CRL, but if you can't get them, I'll sell them to you. But they're like a 2-inch piece, and they're kind of rounded on the corner, so it's flat. It just goes in, and you caulk it. I think CRL's has a little nylon screw that comes up from the bottom to give it some tension. But yeah, we make a lot of corner shelves from our scrap glass. During the optimization, what's left over, we'll make corner shelves. Sometimes those are the giveaways Chris is talking about, as opposed to, I don't really want to do mirrors, but corner shower shelves are a good giveaway. They're very inexpensive.
That's a really good idea. Or do you ever have trouble tempering such small pieces?
No.
Okay.
But if you ever are in a bind like that, just call me. We can ship it to you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. They want the brushed gold color from Structures out of Florida.
Yeah.
And Structures has, no drill clamps, and they have multiple different types and all that good stuff. But yeah, if somebody's asking for a specific, design or shape, I'm happy to call you.
How much did you talk to them? I mean, do you know where they moved from?
Pretty extensively.
Do you know what city they moved from?
I don't know the answer to that. I think they found you online. We're doing 2 showers for them. So they want shelves in both bathrooms. But I don't know where they've moved from. I don't know if it was necessarily Florida or if they even moved. I think they found you online.
Okay. Be surprised that they would have focused on corner shelves, but it happens. They're out there.
He's one of those engineer types. He's one of those engineer types, the ones that are like, I'm an engineer. I can find anything. I know everything. I measured my own shower door. And it's like, well, funny you mentioned that. I'm also an engineer. So let's chat.
My stock answer to that, when they say they're an engineer, I say, oh, you drive a train?
Yeah, I love that.
That backs them up a little bit.
That's the conductor, right?
Yeah, but the engineer also is part of that train.
Which one rides on the caboose? Is that the conductor?
I don't know. The one that got the short end of the stick, that's for sure.
That's right. Love that. I'm gonna have to use that.
Yeah.
Have you guys been seeing a lot of? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, you're good. Go ahead.
Everyone's
good.
We've been seeing tons of arches lately. Have you guys been seeing arches? We have like 4 arch projects going right now.
We haven't run into them in a long time. We did when I first started because that Mediterranean look was big down here. Now it's changed, more contemporary. Yeah, those are a nightmare.
I've got one going right now in
Yeah.
Pebble Beach.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all 1/2 inch Starfire. It's a steam shower. That's art.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I
you're
just
gonna do the arch over the doors, right?
Yeah.
Not the door itself.
No, that's the good part is that the doors are just square. They're in the middle of the thing. So it's like arch side light on each side. Then an arched transom, operable transom above a pair of little doors. So there's
Sure.
like little like 20-inch doors, pair of them. It's a really, man, it's a beautiful house. But yeah, so I just sent off the templates today, went out there and templated them with Coroplast, you know. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Good. Wait for the
I'd
pictures.
love to see a picture of that, Chris.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I'll definitely post some photos if it turns out okay. No, I'm sure it'll be great. Yeah, but that's one of those, it's like one of those jobs like we were talking about before. It's like, okay, how much do I have to charge before they say no? You know, like these guys they've got plenty of cash, you know, and super nice people too, which is great. Nice people. I like to work for nice people, you know.
That's good.
Yep. So,
Well,
yep.
they picked the right guy.
Yeah. You know, I believe in that whole attraction thing, you know. You kind of get what you put out, right?
There you go. Absolutely.
About some good vibrations, and yeah. Hopefully you draw, you know, some nice people, but most of my customers are nice.
So to get back to the Dan thing, so there's a pretty good chance then, Dan, that they may have just searched on the internet, looked at Noble Glass and got the wrong phone number. That's
Yeah,
kind of what I
that's
was
a good
thinking.
possibility.
And I'm kind of thinking that we all have to be careful of that. Not, you know, answering the phone and starting, you know, you have to do a little good job qualifying, you know, if they're in the area. Because we've had that a lot. People not even close, or they're calling Naples, but they really want Tampa, or they call because they searched on the internet incorrectly and it came up. Oh, nice photo.
Yeah, Daniel just posted that.
Yeah. I was trying to find a picture of, we did an arched entryway to a gym in a residential home in Atlanta, but the first arch thing I came across was a mirror that we did in another house. So I was trying to go back to it, but
With
yeah,
the sconce.
I'll dig into it. So
Yeah, nice
I'll dig
fit.
in.
Yeah, it looks good.
So what mirror was that before you took the picture? Was that your third one?
Right.
What mirror? Actually, honestly, this person, I have pictures of it, so I charged them for it. They freaking moved the light box on us after I had templated it. And you know, the installers went to go install and they said, this is way off. And I'm like, what, you know, I'm like, okay, no, something's going on here. So I had taken nice videos of the place because we did a bunch of other glass work in there. I took videos of the place and I was like, let me look back through my stuff. And when I watched the video, I could see that the light placement that same day that I took the video, I had also measured the arched mirrors, and I was like, okay, that was way lower. I can see where it was at before. Yeah. So anyways, they tried saying, no, they never moved it. I'm like, yeah, we're charging you for it because you definitely moved it, and I know you moved it. And yeah. So but no, I think we did that one twice because they moved the light. So, but we got paid twice for it. So whatever.
I got a question for you guys on archtop showers. So I've been measuring probably 3 to 4 archtops a week. And a lot of them are using the offset hinge, so you don't have that pinch point. The one I just measured a couple days ago has a 8-inch wall that they're trying to center the door in.
Yeah.
When you open the door, obviously it's going to bind in that corner. Do you find it's better to have that little notch above the hinge or to have an increased gap along the head? They're doing arch top doors, not an arch transom.
Dan, you're on mute.
Sorry, my son was talking to me, so I wasn't even paying attention just now for a second. My son came down asking me if I could spot him on the bench press. So like after I'm done with the phone call. So I don't know why a 12-year-old needs to be bench pressing, but sorry, I missed that.
But they need a spotter though. Definitely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Rodney,
Sorry.
why
I
don't
was
you repeat
asking
that?
if arch top doors where they pinch in the corner, do you find it better to have a larger gap on the head by the radius or to have that knot where it notches around once the door is fully open?
I mean, if we're doing the doors art, sorry, I had to check if I was muted again. If we're doing the doors arch, we're always going to tell them it needs to be held to the furthest point out and that they're only going to swing out. Otherwise they're going to hit. So we give ourselves a little extra clearance up top, just a little bit, because they want it usually as nice looking and tight fitting as possible. But we hold it all the way out and we let them know, hey, it's only swinging out, not in. Otherwise it's going to hit. And we give a little clearance up top. If we can talk them into doing a transom up above, an arch transom, we do that. And then we have square doors. That's always, good. But
yeah, this
just
one, they're very adamant that it's centered within that wall. We found that we're going to have almost a 1-inch gap up top so it doesn't bind, or have that little ear where it notches around the arch wall.
Right.
Rodney, I'd suggest you make it out of wood or Luan or something like that and actually show them and let them choose. Say,
Right,
this
because
is-
I'm
this is the
showing them on
problem.
my computer, when I model it up.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good point. I should mock it up.
Yeah, they'll have a better understanding of it and they can see it work that way. Then let them choose.
Okay.
it'll be helpful when this group is all, the pictures and everything are all put together and we have access to pictures like that too. And you can visually show them, hey, this is a picture from our group. It's not mine, but hey, this is exactly what you're talking about. And you've got 2 different ways that it's been done. And here you go. Here's pictures. So thanks to the shower door professionals.
And Rodney, if you've been following this page long enough, you'll see there's many ways of doing things. And many times, a lot of the other professionals will chime in at, I would have never done it that way or whatever, but they don't realize that the customer sometimes wants it that way. And as long as you lay out the options to the customers, they're paying the bill. As long as it's safe and put in professionally, it's all that matters. Sure, it may not be your first option. Centering that door certainly isn't your first option, but that's what they want. But if that's what they want, they have to understand the circumstances that are going to arise from it. Then let them choose. Then there'll be more understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate the way that looks, that little ear cutout thing.
Yeah.
Ruins the whole idea of having an
Ruins the whole point.
Yeah.
Of course. But that's what they want. But
Yeah.
I don't
You're
think
right.
they understand. You say that little ear cutout thing, they don't realize it until it's in. They go, oh, I don't like that.
Right. How hideous it is.
Yeah.
The gap also isn't such a bad thing, especially even if it's a full inch, especially if it's a sheetrock opening, because if it's not consistent, if there are like little lumps and bumps, it will show on the glass. I mean, it will show as a big problem. So highly recommend that gap actually.
That's a good point.
Right.
That's a good point. The further the glass is from the tile, the less you see the imperfections, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I'm laser measuring it in, a lot of times they're using the CNC or the water jet to where I am scribing to each tile.
Wow. Sweet.
So, but yeah,
So
the
there's
glass-
many ways to do those.
So is the glass like if the tiles are like this, say you had like penny tiles or something, is the glass doing the same thing?
It can, yeah. Yeah,
Interesting.
when I shoot it in, I give them the option if they want a nice continuous radius or to scribe it to the tiles. Knowing that if it's a continuous arc, that's easily cut by hand. If it's scribed, then they have to get a CNC or water jet.
Wow. Yep.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I'd love
We
to,
had a, go ahead, Bill.
I said, I'd love to see it when it's done.
That's what Rodney does. That's his,
Yep,
that's his
that's all I
thing,
do.
man.
Yep.
Yo,
Digital measuring, make everything fit perfect.
no, it's crazy, man. And there's a real like market for that up here, in my neighborhood. Because people have they'll have like a big rock or something, and it's like, yeah,
Yep.
I want glass cut around this rock, and dude, you're the man who could do that.
Yep, definitely.
It's
Did
crazy.
you present last year, Rodney?
I'm sorry.
Did you present last year on
I
this
did.
call?
Yep, it's been a while. I keep missing
Awesome.
you guys on Wednesdays, and I miss it by an hour or two, and so actually I'm in Ohio today, so I figured no wife and kids, so I'll jump on and have the time.
Awesome. Good to see you again, man. Yeah, we'll have to have you come and do another presentation. That was awesome. Are you gonna be
Yeah,
at Glass
definitely.
Build?
Yep, I have a booth. I'm partnering with FlexiJet, the machine that I use. So we're gonna have a big 20 by 20 booth, and I'll be on part of that. So yeah,
Nice.
anyone stop by and come say hey.
Very good. Yeah. Here's some more photos that are getting posted to the chat. It's a nice fit right there. That's a pretty door. What else we got here? Oh, the same one opening. Yeah. Sort of figure out how to do this now. This is kind of cool.
Billy Bond's bar area is beautiful.
Absolutely. If you're on the podcast, you should really go to YouTube, watch the video. We're displaying some beautiful glasswork here. Very nice.
I think it would be so cool sometime to highlight like different companies and maybe do their best, the ones that another company couldn't do, or the scariest project or the biggest project or something, they're really proud of showcasing. That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
Spotlight co-op companies.
Can't Be Done badge winners projects.com.
It could, there's, I can't remember which book it was from, but it could be the BHAG jobs, the big, hairy, audacious goal jobs.
Yep. Absolutely. Love it. Count
If
me
we
in.
can actually use that. I don't know if we're allowed to use that, but
We'll just
I
change
read it
one
somewhere.
letter.
Yeah,
We'll
change the
change
letter.
one letter in the acronym.
Big, hairy, audacious glass job.
We should also do a glass failure calendar or something. Like the biggest failures.
Oh, dude. Like when I got invited to do a little presentation at Glass Build like several years back. And it was basically what was going on in the shower door industry, and so I got some pictures that I collected from the Facebook group of just like these terrible installations where I was like, you've seen them. And so I collected up, half dozen of those and I showed them during my presentation. That was like really cool. We should do that again, just have kind of a ugly shower door contest or something. Instead of an ugly sweater Christmas thing, it's be an ugly shower door thing.
Worst tile you've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly. Connor Sell's asking, what is the best template method? Probably what Rodney does is the best.
Yeah. You pick up the phone and call Redline.
Call
That's
Redline.
the easiest.
No kidding, man. What are
But
you
yeah,
guys doing who don't have
digitally is the easiest, I feel, but you know, a lot of people still use cardboard or corduroy or
Well, there's
that
there's
method's
kind of
worked for
a
decades.
there's a little barrier to entry, right? I mean, there's quite an investment in the equipment, and then just like everything else, then there's a learning curve.
There's
to
a
use
learning
it,
curve, and
you
yeah,
know?
and even with me doing this, you know, daily, there's still mistakes. I've made mistakes with it, and but yeah, there is a learning curve to them.
Yeah. So I mean, I'd rather just call Rodney and let Rodney do it. That's gonna be like my
Thank you.
thing. Let Rodney do it. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says that.
T-shirt and bumper stickers. I'll have them at Glass Builds.
Let Rodney do it.
Rodney, where you out of?
I'm out of Denver, but I go all over the
He
country.
goes
doing
everywhere, man.
This. Yep.
Maybe like in San Antonio or something, but it was a long shot.
No, I'm in Houston, Dallas, Austin. I'm down there probably once a month.
Awesome.
So
There you go, man.
We're just using traditional laser level and a 6 foot level to check the straightness of the wall. So, you know, we're shooting with the laser level and getting our outages and then checking for bumps and dips with a 6 foot level and notating that.
Yep.
So that's kind of a question I was going to ask too. Like we had an additional charge that we found for elbow cuts. Does anybody, how often are you doing elbow cuts on stuff when you're measuring, you know, like if there's just a big bump in the wall, and do you kind of give yourself a tolerance when it's a certain amount, or you know, do you just keep it straight, or are you cutting it out if it's even a 16th, you know, of an elbow?
I'm doing one right. I'm designing one right now. It's 7/16 right now.
You
That's what
kind of
I'm
got to
working
cut that out.
on.
That's a hell of an elbow.
And the floor too is like that.
And it almost needs to be like that. I mean, I find it almost needs to be like that to make it even work, because if you've got like an 1/8 inch K cut or like a quarter or something, the fabricator is just gonna try. He's gonna try to like shortcut it, right? He's gonna try to just cut it out of, because it's hard to make that cut, you know, and especially when it's that shallow. If you've got like a 1/2 inch, you know, there's no way to fake that. You gotta do that, you know. But I've ordered them like that, and I hate it. It's like I'll go to do. It's always the knee wall, right? And then that's out of plumb. It's like, come on. You do a whole tile job and you can't. This is the part that you can't get plumb. There's this little wall right here, and those are the hardest things to make work if they're not right. Oh, it makes me mad.
We were cutting ours out, even if it was like a 16th of an inch of an elbow, we cut it out. But then a while back, we found out that our vendor was charging us $100 plus by the inch. They were charging us for an elbow cut, a double cut like that. So we're like, whoa,
The
whoa,
polishing,
whoa,
right?
you know. And now
So
we're
they got-
contemplating. Now we have to figure out, hey, can we pass that off, or what's worth it? You know, do we just make it a 16th short? And we're siliconing it now because we don't want to charge this particular person an extra $160 to, you know, for just a cut of a 16. So we've kind of had to tailor back on that, you know, because our goal is to get it as tight as possible. But I mean, a 16th and some silicone will be okay for $160, you know, like. So anyway, that's kind of our experience with the templating and measuring and stuff.
This one I'm doing, it's a homeowner special. So that tells you the story. So I'm doing the homeowner did himself tile job. So
Bring
yeah,
us up,
7/16 is bad.
Dan, you bring up a great business question though now. So what's your charge? What do you get charged from your fabricator for that? Let's just say that elbow cut you're
It's
talking about, 160.
$100 plus they charge for that, whatever the length is on that by the inch. So I can't remember what it is by per the inch, but we
It's
have
for
that
the
put into our
polish, right?
spreadsheet.
Hand
Because it
Yeah,
polish.
for
has
the
to be hand
polish.
polished.
So
Okay,
for the
so whatever it is, let's say it's $150 total, right? Between the
at
cut and the
least, and then
polish.
we mark it up from that because that's our costs, you know.
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. So now you take and mark it up. So
Yeah.
it goes back to, if you know that when you're measuring, you run it by the customer and say, here's our options. We can
Mhm.
do this or we can do that. Because as soon as you cheat it and you don't do it, they're gonna complain.
Yeah. Well,
You
if
tried
it,
to,
yeah,
right? You tried to save $160 your cost before you mark it up, but then they don't like it. Now it costs you $200.
yeah,
And you gotta remake the whole
yeah.
panel and send go backs. So again, you gotta run it by the customer before you make that decision.
I can gauge that and get a vibe for it, but as soon as we start bringing on salespeople and figuring out how to teach them that and using their judgment on that, then you're teaching people how to use judgment calls and stuff. And yeah, that's difficult. You know, most people like standard procedures and processes to operate by, but yeah, that's exactly. If it's a 1/16 an eighth of an inch, we start at 1/16. After that, we start cutting it and then we start letting them know, hey, there's going to be an additional charge for this. What do you prefer? If they're even present. If it's a contractor, then we have to kind of make it up ourselves, because they're not on site. They're just sending us the stuff to measure and hey, go get it done. And those are the ones that really don't want to pay the extra charges for stuff. So we kind of use our own judgment on that.
Let's just say, hey, you really want to save money where it doesn't cost you anything, just have the tile come back and do it right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna be that critical with me on a 16th, then why aren't you critical when the tile guy put it in?
Ooh,
Exactly. So that's a good caveat. If there's a gap and they're complaining about it, it's like, hey, you could have had them fix the tile.
Yeah.
What now? Which one do you prefer? Them to like, I'll take the shower door out for free for you if you want to bring them back and fix the tile. What do you want? So sometimes you got to put it back in their playing field and
So I
let
said
them figure that out.
the earlier you catch it, the better it's for you, right? You catch it while you're at the thing, say, okay, we've got a couple of choices. I can do this, or it'll cost you nothing. Just get the tile guy back here and do it right.
So one thing we make sure we tell them a lot is when they have the knee walls that are way out of whack on any sort of, man, that you've got to show it because they don't see it until you put something straight against it. And they're like, whoa, what's wrong? Why is your shower door so far out? No, it's your so that you've got to show them ahead of time and give them an opportunity. Do you want to fix it or not? Because our stuff's got to be plumb. This wall is not.
Okay, so now you get into a real bad job or a big job, an arch, and you hire Rodney to come out and measure it. Now you're really in a bind. You're paying this guy to come out and measure it. He's going to laser it. He's going to get you right. Now you're going to have to order it cut to the way he's measured it. And you're paying for it. And you didn't run it by the customer.
Yeah.
So those things can compound really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a nice way to leave for tonight, Chris?
Yeah. Hey, it's important. I mean, great point though. It's important to talk to the customer. Really, like I'm not shy about pointing out what I see as wrong. I don't care if it makes the tile guy mad. I don't care if it makes the general contractor mad. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, you can't like hide it. It's like that, and you need to show them. Say, hey, what do you want to do here? This is what I see. I can do this or I can do that. What do you want to do? I think that's because if you don't have that conversation, it's going to be bad when the glass is installed. Then it's like, I hate having that. That's an even worse conversation.
And how do you know your judgment's the same as their judgment?
Right.
Your judgment may be right, but they're paying the bill. So ultimately they're right. Ultimately.
Yep. Customer's always right, I guess.
Or it's your job to make them feel they're right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Hey, great call, everyone. Thanks for joining us, man. I get so much out of these calls. I guess that's why I come back every Wednesday. I almost never miss it. Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to take a minute, just give us a quick like, make a comment, that'll really help other shower door people find us. Have a great week, everyone. I will see you back here next Wednesday.